I'd like to take us through one section of the infant, toddler, pre-K outcomes data collection. And what we're going to focus on here is this outcome: more children are receiving a developmental screening. We can see here that the indicator is total children birth to 35 months who've been screened, and also total children 36 to 60 months who have been screened. The data for these indicators comes from Child Find Project website, where you can find data for children birth to 5 years old up to fiscal year 21 with the year end combined. We have data pre-populated here for 2019 and 2020. And then we also have some state data. And then here I show you a link to Peoria County, which is served by the Child and Family Connections, or CFC number 14. In order to capture these data points here, we do a couple of different things. This is one data that is not as easy as some of the other points that we're trying to find here. So the data itself, when you click on the link, as I said, it comes from the Child Find project. You can see here that we have several years worth of data: fiscal 18 year end combined, fiscal 19 year end combined, fiscal 20. At this point, as of May 30th, when I'm recording the video, we do not yet have the fiscal 21 combined, so we'll be working with Q1 and Q2 data. I'm going to open up that link to show you what the Child Find report looks like. So Child Find report is several pages long. Up here, it looks like it's 34 pages. And as I mentioned, for Peoria County that I'm using as our example, we're looking for data for CFC 14. So I'll just scroll and show you what that data looks like and where you find it. All right, so here we have CFC number 14, Child and Family Connections, and that's serving the Peoria area. Data in the Child Find report is entered by zip code. So when Child Find receives a form, or when the CFC receives a form with the zip code, then it's entered into this report. I want to show you just the very top here so you can make sense of what this form is telling us. So we have one column, which is a zip code, the total number of children who are screened of any age, and then they break it down for us. We get ages in months, from birth to 11 months, 12 months to 23, 24 to 35, 36 to 47, and so forth. We can see in our next column, a child was not referred or a child was referred, the total of all the children who have been referred. The number of screenings of children involved with DCFS, the number of children ages 3 to 5 who were referred to a location, and our focus for this outcome here, an indicator is EI, so it is the first column. Or for children who are 3 to 5, those who are referred to the LEA, also early childhood special ed, so that's ECSE. Although children are referred to other programs such as PFA, Head Start, a child care program, home visiting, and so forth, our focus here for 3 to 5 year olds is those who are referred to early childhood special education or to early intervention. Now, in order to get this data, we actually have to calculate it ourselves, because the numbers that they have in the subtotals don't reflect all the information that we're looking for specifically for the outcomes in our report. So in order to get these calculations, I've created a tab called EI, Calc, and Zip Code. And what that has is for each of the fiscal years, so fiscal 19 and 20. We also have one made up for 21 and 22. And here I put some sample data in here as an example. Oops. All right, so what has to be done is that you need to go through the Child Find report, search by zip code until you find children who have been screened by that zip code. After you enter the number of children who've been screened by the zip code, you will then continue along the column and enter the number of children who were referred. So first we're looking at the number screened and the number referred. So we want all of this data entered from this PDF report and put it into our spreadsheet tab, EI, Calc, and Zip Code. So I'm going to do an example. I'm going to click on show you a couple of these. So do a search. I enter Control Find or Control F to get that little window here to pop up. And I'm going to put in 60517 or 61517. And I see 0 out of 0. I get a ding that tells me that there's no data. There's no 61517 in this report. I'll look up 61523. Go back. 61525. Nothing. 61526. You just kind of go back and forth. A trick that I use is on my laptop, I'll hit Alt, ALT, and then Tab, and then that helps me go between windows really quickly. 28, nothing. 29. And then I bet we're going to get something for 31. 61531. Oh, nothing. Let's find one. 61603, just to think. Okay. 61604. Okay, so if you notice, it lights up. It tells me that there's 4 values in here that have the zip code 61604. So this one doesn't tell us any data. That just tells us where our CFC is located. So I'm going to tap on this little arrow here. Tap it again. Tap it again. It turns out that I don't have any data collected for 61604. And I'll keep going. Okay, 61605. And I have data that's right here. So one way I can do it is I could just enter these values in one at a time. So I would just say 0, 0, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2. Another trick I do is I highlight them. I hit Control C to copy it. I'm going to do it. Here. Hit paste and all ends up in there. And then I do the special trick. Data. Text to columns. Finish. And then it loads it all out for me. Very handy. Okay, then what I do is I go back and I look to see how many were sent to EI of those kids that were screened, and then how many were sent to the LEA or ESCE. So I can see the number is 0, and I can see the number is 8. So nothing fancy there. I just enter those numbers in. You keep doing that over until you work through every zip code. And the reason I've chosen Peoria as an example is just to let you know that some of our zip codes or our counties have a lot of zip codes, and some of our communities don't have very many zip codes. But you work each one at a time. There's a row that will total up all of the values. And then another row that calculates it for you for the 0 to 3-year-olds, and then another row that calculates it for the 3 to 5-year-olds. You'll take the numbers here, 0 to 3, 3 to 5, enter them up here, 0 to 3, 3 to 5. Okay, so 24 and 54. I just have to remember that. 24 here, 54. And that is how you get your data for the total number of children who have been screened.